I am changing the form of my human face into a geometric bunny mask inspired by these two masks from Mali, West Africa. I'm using both these images as my inspiration to create my design. I'm going to change my eyes into triangular shaped eyes and have more of the geometric or straight line simple designs in this mask. My design should be nearby so that I can refer to it as I sculpt. I started by reinforcing my mask along the edges. All of this is overlapped on top of itself and smoothed down as best as I could have it. So while the plaster is wet, that's when you are sculpting and changing the shape of your mask. Next week when you come in, what you have already done before will be hard and you won't be able to change that part. So I want to get as far along as I can. Time is very important when we are sculpting, to use it wisely. Now, these round eyes need to change to more triangular. This roundish nose I need to square off somehow, and I need to change this shape to a more triangular one. So I want to start basically by covering the whole face with one layer, and then I'm going to be adding on top of that. You always want to take the time to smooth down some of the plaster. This isn't going to be very strong because this is just my first layer. I'm going to need to at least put one more on there. So I'm going to build up on top of the mouth. Now if I just leave this here and I don't attach it to anything, by next week it's going to be useless. So I want to make sure that I have other strips layered down over top of it. Also, you can't tear this when it's wet, so make sure you tear it while it's dry. I'm getting just a little patch here on the chin, so I want to make a smaller piece. And squeegee it off between your fingers so that it's not dripping wet. Now here I know I'm going to start going around the eyes, and I want to make them triangular instead of round. So I put a strip straight across like this. So I know I need to make this mouth triangular. I'm going to fold this one down. This is me starting to build it up. Now I have this little triangular piece here right under the nose. It's already covering up my human-like mouth and changing its form. This now is a square. I need to change it into a triangle by putting more strips down. So I just changed the angle of how I lay down my strip. Instead of doing it like this, which makes it look triangular, that's where my cheek is. I can see the indent on my mask. My eyeball's here. So I need to change the angle so that my triangle eyes are actually where my eyes are and not where my cheek is, or else I'm not going to be able to see out my mask. Now I want to work to build up this area and make it look less like a human nose and more like geometric shape. So I want to fill in this area right here and make it straight. To do that, I'm going to fold my plaster craft and fill it in. Now if I just fold it and stick it on here without having any kind of reinforcement, meaning without layering another piece on top to smooth this down, it's just going to fall off. So you want to make sure that you're always thinking about reinforcing what you put down. So now that I filled that area in, I'm going to lay a strip on top. Should smooth it all out. Now I want to start cleaning up. I want to clean up my mask itself. Get that triangular shape back by using a clean paper towel, and the angle of the fold there is going to be my helper. I can also use my fingers and just push it back where I want it to. If you don't do this when it's wet, you're not going to be able to do it at all. So make sure you clean up your mask before you clean up your table.